All right, guys, welcome to this weekly analysis. So first of all, welcome back to all the Forex traders, students and members. And also I'd like to say one big welcome to everybody who is watching on this video on YouTube for the first time. So here at Forex traders, we basically do a swing trading technical analysis, mostly on a weekly, daily, and sometimes 4-hourly time frame, using exclusively price action technical analysis. We use some of the EMAs, okay, because one of the very good things about or the benefits of EMAs is that they actually help you identify the trend much easier, but not just the trend, but the whole dynamic of the swing highs and the swing lows can be much easier to read by using EMAs. And here at Forex Traders and all the students inside of the programs are using the specific EMAs, okay? One of them is EMA 200, and the EMA 200 is very, to be honest with you, very famous EMA, okay? And actually, the EMA 200 acts as a dynamic support and a resist on a bigger scale, okay? That means you can identify much more dynamic and complex trends by using EMA 200, okay? In the second thing about EMA 200 in many cases is that it also acts as a actual support or resistance. It doesn't have to be like an actual EMA, but it simply acts as support or resistance. And for example, in this case, you can see it's a very strange movement, but the EMA 200, which is this purple line, was respected here. And because it was respected here, we assume that it will be respected in the future as well. And you can look at that just by the few pips price action, like for the 5-6 pips, it was respected. So this is just a little insight of the topics we cover in the 3 combo strategies. So if you're really for the first time here and if you're really serious about trading, I would recommend you to take a look at the 3 combo strategy, which is a very affordable trading strategy. This is my actual first trading strategy, which is making consistent profits till today, okay? So for like 2014, 2015, okay, since then. And if you're really committed to becoming a profitable trader, you're very welcome, okay? But enough of that. I just wanted to give you a little bit more insight into the EMA 200, and if you feel like EMAs are something which you would like to trade with compared to along with the pure price action trading, the 3 combo is definitely way to go, because there we go very much deep into mastering the EMAs, different periods, explaining them on a very deep and profound way. So you really, after the course, you really become a highly profitable technical trader, okay? So enough of that, guys. Let's jump into the weekly analysis. I'll do my best to be as short as possible in this weekly analysis. I'm pretty tight on the time this weekend, so let's just get started, okay? On a euro dollar, excuse me, on a euro dollar, we can actually see a very nice bearish candle pattern, just confirming that there's still a downtrend, okay? So I really like to see that. Also, there was a daily 1 to 3. So I know some of you have entered right here. Anybody on a 3 combo trading with 3 combo strategy have entered right here, and you can see the 36 is just being respected. So if you still have, guys, this is for the existing members, if you still have some positions open on a euro dollar, let it run, guys, okay? Let it run and trail the stop losses. The first take profit should be already out here or here. It depends on your take profits, but for sure the first or even the second take profit should be out, and the third one should be running, okay? Don't get afraid of holding the winning position running. Very, very, very important. Okay, this was one of the reasons. This was when I changed that. Okay, I'll be honest with you. When I changed that, because I had a tendency to close profitable trades too early. Okay, and because of that, I was actually break-even trader for quite some time. Okay, but once I started to trust, started leaving the winning trades run, then I become a winning trader, consistently profitable. Okay, that was this is my personal experience, my personal breakthrough, if you want to call it like that, from a break-even to a profitable trader. It was leaving the winning trades open and trusting the trend. Okay, this might be case for you. This might not be case for you, but usually there's some pattern, or maybe two, or maximum, probably, there might be more, but 1, 2, maximum 3 major issues or challenges which have to be learned and modified and improved in order for you to move from losing to break even, and from break even to a winning trader. Okay, and with the courses, with the 3-combo strategy and wealthy trader program, you get really insights into your behavior, and also, especially for this part of it, one-on-one mentoring. If you just type me an email, look, I have a problem with that, I see, and you send me some screenshots, I see what's your behavior, I see what's your thought process behind the trades, and I can help you with that. Okay, so if you're really serious, why I'm explaining that, because if you're really serious, if you really want to improve, you can improve actually pretty fast. Okay, it doesn't have to take years, but you can improve. Like, you spot an issue, you write it to me, maybe you join a course to really get a strong foundation, and you move on. Okay, you get the actual steps what to do, and if you follow, if you're disciplined and serious and committed enough, you can change that within like a month, 2, 3 months, 4 months. You can really override and reset these behaviors. Okay, the only question is how serious you are. What's your effort? What's your determination? Why you want to trade? Okay, you have to know these kind of answers. Okay, to be honest with you, most of traders are just looking for way to just get some cash, just to do that. Okay, and it doesn't work like that. Okay, you have to really know a little bit more deeper meaning why you're trading, and etc., etc. And we covered that in the wealthy trader. But anyway, I just want to tell you that if you're really serious, you can improve fast. Okay, you just have to make some decisions. Okay, the YouTube and the free videos are really supporting you. Okay, but not in all the cases. But the YouTube videos are free, and they're free for a reason. Okay, and you have to understand that. Okay, you have to understand that going to become profitable trader in a free way, it takes years. Okay, it takes time. Okay, I personally am self-taught trader. Okay, I'm a self-taught trader, and it takes me many years. Okay, but you don't have to be that kind of a person. Okay, to not waste, but to spend many years, many blown accounts, etc., etc. You can skip that if you are open enough, and if you're willing to not listen, but if you're open enough and curious enough, and especially determined enough. Okay, so let's move on. I always like to make some introduction into the weekly analysis, and that was it. Okay, so for new entries on a euro dollar, I would not recommend anything, at least because we're in a downtrend. So lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, and we are here at the bottom. Okay, so if you want to sell, it's not recommended to sell because price is so low. Okay, look at that trend. I would not sell on a low. Okay, at least I would wait. This is how we trade with the 3-combo. We wait for a retracement, then we short it, and then join to the trend. Okay, But there are some precautions, okay, which have to be considered, and the members, you know them, okay. So just waiting, okay. Use the yen on a weekly. We've got a bullish candle. Price tried to move lower, but the bulls were so strong. So this is the psychology behind the weekly candle. Let's take a look. So if you watch our previous weekly analysis, here's the strong structure. And here's also the EMA 200, okay? If you remember from the beginning, I was talking about EMA 200, that it might act as a dynamic support and resistance. And if we get EMA 200 and the structure at a pretty narrow area, this is a good sign. So when the price will reach this area, I'll be looking for shorts. That's it. That's it. As simple as that, okay? So here at First Swing Traders, we really try to not oversimplify, but make things simple, okay? Trading should be simple because it's hard to execute complicated stuff and complicated strategy years by years, okay? I've been there like having 10, 15 indicators at the same time, like complicating as much as possible. And one of the biggest breakthroughs as well, or improvements in my trading actual performance, was oversimplifying the strategy. It was really funny. Like I had a strategy, okay, I said, okay, that's it, okay, and then I started to see some confusion, and then I started to just remove, okay, I don't need it, I don't need it, I don't need it, and then and then I was so frustrated that I very often ended up on a naked charts, okay. But with naked trading, there's a little. I mean, it's hard to trade purely naked charts because it's a little bit harder to orient. This is why I added EMAs, and that's it. Period. Okay, and I really mastered that, and it is giving me results. So I'm sticking to that. Okay, but it's very simple. You can see the charts are very clean. Okay. Okay, so Euro Yen, let's move on. Weekly time frame, bearish candle pattern on a weekly. Nothing special, to be honest with you. Let's take a look on a daily. Okay, so there was a trend line, a pretty strong trend line, and price tried to break through that, but the sellers were pretty strong and pushed the price to the downside. So I consider that as a, how to say it, transitioning phase, or at least the trend dynamic changed. Okay, let me explain what I mean by that. So here the trend respected the 36 by some on some areas, okay, but afterwards price break through the 36 and created sort of a new impulse or the very strong retracement, okay, compared to this one. And that tells us that there's more and more bulls getting into the whole movement, okay. So that means that there's a higher chance, okay, that price will move to the upside. Why? Because this movement was breaking this strong trend line, okay. That doesn't mean price will not fall to the downside, but at least at this support, the price might bounce a little bit more. Why? Because the bulls were previously very dominating, and the trend line was broken. If, for example, price would not break to the upside, but it would bounce down there is a lower chance that price will bounce from this low. So this support, okay, listen carefully, this support is stronger because of this breakout. Okay, so there's a higher chance that price will bounce at least a little bit more, if not completely, from this area. Okay, this depends on a weekly where we are, how exhausted the trend is, etc., etc. Okay, but you get an idea. Okay, so these are very profound things. These are not like just, okay, here's the structure, well, let's trade that. Okay, and in the courses we go much deeper into that. Okay, let's move on, guys. Aussie dollar, we've got a small candle pattern on a weekly time frame. On a daily, it was just like a flat week for the Aussie dollar. On the lower time frames, I know some of you have entered right here, probably, most likely, or at least here, but it was a little bit more advanced setup. So let me know, technical traders in the forum, if anybody of you have entered that. Okay, if you haven't, just please stay away. I mean, just don't get bothered. Okay. The reason why I'm asking, okay, if somebody have entered, is that I keep you active. I keep you like thinking, okay, so there are trades, okay, and even if I miss them, I'm still okay. This is why I always tell, don't get frustrated if you miss it. It's okay. I miss the trades also as well, okay? And I'll also be missing trades, and you'll be also missing the trades. It's impossible to get all the trades, okay? And on the other side, to keep you active, to show you the recent price action is having the setups, okay? Because often when you it's interesting, often when you get a certain strategy, you get so stuck with the rules that I mean, the traders get so stuck with the rules that often they get so paralyzed by the rules that they simply just skip the setups, and they don't want to, and they are actually, I mean, they are avoiding entering an average or okay setups. They just want to enter a perfect setup, which is impossible, and even also not I would not say profitable, but the chances of being in a, how to put it, the chances of you being exposed to the correct randomness of the trades and to the law of probabilities is lower. Okay, so if you just trade one setup, and if you're too strict about it, you might be missing a lot of opportunities. Okay, and also there's a huge correlation. I know there's a lot of information, guys, but try to stick with me, guys. There's a correlation that the higher quality setup it is, the higher the win chance of this trade it is. It is true, but it's not always the case. Sometimes you'll hit a period where the average setups will make more profit than the high quality setups in terms of rules. Okay, so there is a balance between it. Okay, and this is a very this is what makes a successful traders from unsuccessful. This is what separates it. These details, these nuances, and with the courses which I offer and with the mentoring, I guide you through these kind of steps. Okay, if you're willing. Okay, if you're willing. Okay. So for the Aussie dollar, nothing much. Okay, nothing much. Pound dollar. Oh, a very nice candle context on the pretty interesting area. Look at the structure, the 36. So on a weekly time frame, the pound dollar looks pretty bearish for me. Okay, this is a very dominating candle pattern, but we have to be aware of this double bottom. Okay, but still there's a breakthrough. Look at that. Look at this candle breaking this support on a 4-hourly time frame. There was an impulse like breaking that. There was no retracement. So for 3-combo traders, if you can wait for some retracement, this is a good area to trade, to go short. But otherwise, the momentum was so strong that it was probably impossible even for the scalpers. I mean, scalpers probably enter that, but very hard. Okay. Okay. Use the Swiss, just a noise. I'm not going to talk about it at all. And you'll see, guys, not many times there's an opportunity right away. Okay, right away. But what I'm actually doing is I'm showing you and I'm explaining you my thought process behind the analysis. Okay, why something is working like that. Okay, what I'm going to do, what I'm looking for, what I'm what I'm aware of. Okay, so this is a very valuable. Okay, I hope you value it. I hope you understand what's the purpose of it. Okay, is for you to improve, is especially that your point of view on the market, on the technical analysis, by watching these videos, this analysis, is getting better, is enhanced. Okay, so that when you will face with a certain situation, you will react better. This is the purpose of this weekly analysis. Okay. Okay, so Aussie New Zealand on a weekly time frame, we've got a bearish candle pattern, but there's it's in the middle of nowhere, guys. Okay, so there, I mean, this is a very strong impulse, like just, and then the negative bearish candle pattern. There's no call. I cannot get any more information out of this chart, okay? So you'll see weekly time frame often will not give you like exactly the entry. I mean, the weekly candle patterns, I mean, the entries are wonderful, but they do not happen so often, okay? But the weekly gives us a big picture, really a big picture where we are at the market. But if there's nothing on a weekly, we go on a lower time frames to get more details. It's very logical. If you want to know something more about certain topic, you get for the next book, you Google it, okay? You go more into details, and the lower time frames are these details, okay? So don't get stuck if you, for example, on a weekly, don't try to look for something which is not here, okay? Just simply go on a lower time frame, and if there's nothing on a daily, just quit and just go to the next chart. Don't get stuck to the certain pairs. And this is why I do not, you'll see, you can determine the quality of the trader by this question. If a trader comes to you and asks you, okay, so what's your favorite pair? Okay, and I mean, if you return a question to him and you say, yeah, my favorite pair is like euro dollar, okay, and then you ask him why. Yes, because it makes like a lot of profit. The spread is low, etc., etc. But in fact, this doesn't have to do. I mean, you can have a favorite pair, but it's not working like that. The pairs have its own characteristic, okay? But whenever you say a favorite pair, you're emotionally attached to it, okay? So you're treating the pair like a person, like you like euro dollar more than like pound dollar, which is trading is not, on the long run, it's not recommended because you're emotionally attached and biased, okay? So if a trader if you ask a trader, what's your favorite pair, okay? So, and he answered to, look, pair is just a pair, it's a trading asset. I particularly like and trade euro dollar because of its characteristic, because it's moving in a certain way, which is really supporting my trading strategy, and especially the placement of the stop loss. And of course I like it because the brokers offer a low spread, and it's very for example, volatile pair, okay? So that there's a technical explanation behind, okay? If somebody's just jumping, oh, this is my favorite pair, I make the most money out of it, this is not a stable way of thinking, okay? It's too emotional, okay? A lot of talking today's guy. I mean, in this weekly analysis, I always try to go just to technicals, but there's so much stuff behind, okay, that I simply have to talk about. The retail traders among the globe have to hear these kind of things. These are the real stuff, the trading on the real accounts. It's enough of get rich quick stuff. It doesn't work, okay? Money to get a Lamborghini or the big house, it doesn't work like that, okay? It doesn't work like that. And I want to ground people. I want to give them a real valuable stuff from the technical and from the psychological or mindset, or however you want to call it, fields or aspects, because they're equally important, okay? As in New Zealand, on a daily, there was a strong push, but now we can see some context which is showing the signs of a bearishness. But from this price action, what's that? There's no swing high, swing lows. This is just a hook, okay? It's like that. So we move on our lower time frames. And in this, you can see here was the uptrend, but then we've got a consolidation phase. And now we're getting a lower low, lower high. And we're getting some nice entries here. And talking about traders, this could be an advanced entry because we've got a double bottom here, so it's not a lower low as our requirement. But it's nicely respecting the 36. So if you're open-minded, if you're trading a small account, just try to experiment, okay? Don't try to be stuck into the best setup, okay? Play with it and make sure that you risk tiny portion of your account. So for example, that means If you lose like 10-15 trades, you'll lose like 2-3% of your account. Okay, if you're of course allowed to afford such an account. Okay, so that you can. Okay, on the other side, you can trade a demo until you become consistently like profitable, and this is also my recommendation, that you trade a demo until you become consistently like break-even profitable, somewhere in between, for at least like 4, 6, or maybe even 8 months. Okay, and then you move to a small live trading account. Okay, at least this is the path I've gone through, and it served me well. Okay, but if you feel like demo trading is not alive, that you're not motivated enough, I don't want to say that, but this shows a lack of impatience. Okay, for example, I traded, and this is I know these words might hurt, but if you treat your demo account with respect, okay, that you're not just playing around and do something like that, you're strict, especially with the risk management, that shows something that you're a really serious trader. So try to trade as an experiment. Try to trade a demo account for 1 month or 2 months, like very like strict, especially with the trade sizes. Make it like a very precise. Okay, like I mean, to control the risk, and go with the setups which you like and just trade over them. Okay, so to get some more to become more disciplined and patient. Okay, and if you're stable enough, if you can trade demo account for like 6 months without saying like you're trading, I don't know, like micro lots, okay, and then you say screw it, I'll just go 1 lot with this trade, and then I'll like you make some profit, and then you like make like 30% with 1 trade, and then you say, yeah, I'm profitable. It's not working like that. Okay, you have to become profitable with the control risk on a demo account as well. It's a very good advice, guys. Okay, it's a very good advice. Consider it. Okay, carry on. Excuse me. Okay, then on a weekly time frame, we've got a bullish doji on a 36. To be honest with you, I was looking for and hoping for some more bearish candle right here, but let's take a look what happened on a daily. Okay, so we've got what I'm seeing here is that we'll get, look at that nice trend line, and here it was not touched yet. So what I'm looking for is the area of 200 in this trend line. Look at that trend line is here. So I'm looking for double top. Well, double top in this case to go short. Okay, that's it. New Zealand CAD on this weekly support, as we were talking. Okay, so price did not fall. We were saying that this bearish candle is very strong. It was this one, but then afterwards we've got a inside candle, so that means there's some consolidation inside of it. Okay, and it happened just that on a daily. Look at that, just nothing happened much. And what I'm personally looking for is, because we're on a weekly strong support right here, I'm really looking for price breaking this major trend line thing, go higher, and then to go long on a lower time frames. Okay, of course with some weekly bullish candles as a confirmation. Pound New Zealand reacted to this weekly resistance, weekly resistance. Look at that. Okay, price the previous week reached it, and in the last week, I mean the current week, I mean the prep, depends when you're watching, create a very bearish candle pattern. Let's take a look on a daily how this looks like. Here's a nice trend line. For the lower time frame traders, there was probably an entry for even one only. I think it's one. Yes. I don't know if we were talking about it, but it was hard to enter that. Maybe we were talking about this, and I really don't remember right now. Okay, no, we were not talking about that at all. It was very hard to. I would not enter that. It was too choppy. Okay. It's hard. sometimes it's much easier to trade just weekly, guys. And I really prefer that, okay? Because look, you get like 10-15 trades per year. You risk like 2-3% on a trade. You have a win ratio of like 50-60%. You have a risk reward of 1 to 2 or more. And that's it. You can do the math, okay? You can do the math, okay? So in this case, for the true combo traders, the weekly is a very powerful area. But in terms of entering, it's very hard to say how to enter that, because we're here on a structured 36-year supportive trend line, and we firstly need a breakout of that. So for only 1 or 1 to 3s or ABCs to get short, okay, or any kind of a setup. New Zealand Swiss, just a small bullish candle here on the support, nothing fancy, nothing much. Some signs of a bullishness on a 4-hourly, but nothing much, nothing to worry about, okay? New Zealand yen pretty much the same. New Zealand dollar also very, like, look at that small candle, nothing much. On these lows, I mean, I know some of you have entered right here. If you're still in that trade, just keep it on, but try to trail if you're in that trade, okay? Try to trail. Just a small weekly. Oh, look, guys, for me personally, I do analysis like 5-10 minutes, okay? I just take a look at the weekly and see, okay, this was a small candle, okay, daily, nothing much, just sideways, boom, next, okay? I'm not drawing, okay, here's the structure. I'm not saying that for the reason, look how good I am, not at all. I just want to tell you that when you do it over and over again, that you don't even do an analysis. You just do it. You just do it. Okay, it's like driving a car. Okay. And you can get to that by following certain system and master it. It doesn't have to be mine. It doesn't have to be from other mentor. It can be completely yours. It can be from other mentor. It can be mine. It doesn't matter. What I just want to let you know is that if you want to do it like analysis, like on a weekly, daily, and hourly in like 5-10 minutes, 15 minutes, okay, per day, okay, or even like just a few times a week, you have to do certain thing over and over again. You have to make enough repetitions, okay? And on the other side, you'll see a big portion of it is excluding and putting aside all the things which do not serve you. So you have to narrow your focus into your stuff, not onto the stuff of your friend. Because if you have 2 friends, trading friends, like you and 2 other friends, and you're all trading different trading styles, and whenever you meet, you talk about different stuff, okay? You're jumping all over the place. You'll switch the strategy sooner or later, because your friend will make a 5 winning streak, and you say, oh my gosh, he's doing how many trades? Oh, what have you done? And he'll tell you, of course, because he's your friend, okay? Hopefully. And you'll do that, and then you'll see, you'll do the same, and then you'll see, okay, yeah, then you'll not make a 5 listing, and then you'll be angry, and etc. And these are the stories, like insane, like so many times, okay? So stick to your own stuff, or stick to one stuff, at least, not your, but one stuff from anybody, okay? Very important. Don't jump all over the place. It's been enough. You're trying that. You've been, for the students, before you've joined, you were doing that. Just the next YouTube video, the next course, then, just all over the place. Okay? Or if you haven't joined, you're still doing that, okay? But as you can see, it doesn't work. Okay? Okay, maybe you are improving, and that's good. I encourage you and I support you. Okay, but you have to think, why I'm doing that? Why do I have to? Why I'm trying so hard if it can be easier, much easier, if I can just see somebody how he's trading, and not copy it like completely, but just take what needs to be taken, what's very useful. Just take the experience, just take the knowledge, the wisdom from it, and implement it into my stuff, into your stuff. Okay, from your point of view, into your strategy. Okay, this is why I encourage my students to develop their own strategy. Okay, don't follow me blindly. Don't copy my system blindly. Why would you? We have different background. We have different experience, trading experience, life experience. We have different point of view. We have different attitude. We have different beliefs. Why do you think my system will be the best system for you? No. It doesn't work like that. I have presented and I've designed a strategy which is acting as an extremely good foundation, like a very rock solid foundation, which you can build on. Okay, it's a very different than saying you have to do that, you have to do that. Okay, I explain you the biggest secret of my strategy is I explain you why I am doing that I'm doing. Why do I enter here? Why do you have to look for that? Why do you have to be over that? Why? And what's the point of that? Then you understand. You understand the whole strategy. You understand not the strategy, but you understand the price action. You understand why it's moving, how it is moving. Okay? And then you can build your own stuff. Okay? The foundations are the core. Okay? When I was younger, one of the workers in our house, he said, like, the preparation is 50% of the work. Okay, so it's the same here. If you want to be a profitable trader, if you want to make your own strategy, if you want to be a mentor, if you want to be all of that, you need to have a certain ingredients which will allow you to do that. Okay, important, very important, guys. Okay, let's move on, guys. Cat Swiss, just a noise. Look at that noise. Boom. I'm not at the cat Swiss for the months. It's not the pair for looking at all. Okay. Swiss yen, just noisy. Look at that wicks. Okay. Here's the first structure. Okay, let's take a look. What's that? Is there a trend line? It's not the trend line. Okay, 200 respectively here, and it might be in the future. So that's it. I just wait for price action to hit the 200 and then see how the price action will react to it. Simple as that. Okay. If you spend if you spend 1 minute on pair, if you spend more than 1 minute on pair, like when you're doing for your own, here we're explaining what's that, okay? But once you master your own strategy or master whatever kind of a strategy, if you spend more than 1 minute per pair, you're doing something, you're still not, you're overanalyzing, you're overthinking. You have to see, okay, here's the supportive trend line, here's a very nice bullish candle pattern right on it. Okay, we've got an inside candle inside of this candle. That means there was some slow movement inside of this. Okay, there might be a breakout sooner or later to the upside. Okay, let's go on a lower time frame. What needs to be done in order for me to enter? Okay, and then you can say, okay, I'll enter when the price will hit for the 4th time on this supportive trend line, and I'll be looking for bullish candle patterns here. Then I'll see and I'll observe, and if I'll get that, I'll enter. That's it. You have to set the rules. And in the 3 combo, in the Wealthy Trader, I teach you how you set the rules for the price action. And if they occur, then you enter. You are the leader. You are the boss of your own trading. This is a huge important thing. Huge important thing. Because if you will react on the price, then the price will be the boss. But if you will command to the price action, this has to happen, then I'll enter, then you are in charge. It's a very subtle and not an underestimated thing, but it's a very important, very important, okay? Please do not underestimate this lesson or tip, okay? Let's move on. EuroCAD, a very nice bearish candle pattern, prices just continue to the downside. We've got a nice rejection of this support, and as said, I mean, very nice. I'm very happy about these trades. And anybody who've entered up here or up here, it doesn't matter. Just hold it, guys. Just enjoy into the winning trades. Okay, there might be some resistance. I mean, price resisting from these areas, but don't get. I mean, the price action is strong. It looks bearish. It looks like it's going to break. Okay, so stay confident and stay in. Okay. Euro Swiss price just pushed in this week. The first strong structure is here. Okay, so there's still like 200 pips or less to the downside. Look at that area. 1.06428. Okay. But still, look at that downtrend. Look at that. Boom, boom. Now there's some bullishness. So this is a sign that there's some. Okay, we'll observe how the price action will react to this area. Okay, but for right now, nothing much. Euro pound. Euro pound is in the middle of nowhere. This structure was not supported. I mean, respected. There's no structure. There's no any relevant point for price to bounce on a weekly. On a daily, it's just drifting. Look at that, drifting, doom, doom, doom. The swing highs, the swing lows are on a lower time frame. So this could be a lower time frame trades, but I rarely trade. I mean, I do not. I mean, the lower time frames are not in my range anymore because they're too time consuming. I have other things to do, and at the end of the year, guys, I mean, if you trade enough of time, you'll see that trading just the weekly or weekly daily and forward, it does make a huge difference by the end of the year. Maybe the lower time frame, I mean, like 4 hourly, 1 hour time frame trading, give you a little bit more profit because the risk reward are much stronger, but you spend much more time, you pay much more commission, much more spread, you spend much more time in front of the chart. And also the win ratio is not so huge as trading just a weekly. So it's up to you. Okay, I know not many people can afford trading weekly time frame, but they cannot afford it because they do not try it. Okay, unless you do not try checking chart just once a week. So, I mean, guys, if you're interested into weekly time frame trading, let me know, okay? Let me know. I can do a very sweet, short, and powerful course on that, how to trade weekly time frame. So let me know. Let me know in the comments, or let me know in the email at info@firstswingtrader.com, okay? I'll not make it if there's not enough interest. I mean, there's no point in it, okay? Truly. If you're interested, let me know. I might also make some for the people who really express the interest, and why would you like to trade it. Just let's open the conversation. I might prepare some discount for the first few people, okay? Because it's really an eye opener, okay? And I mean, if a trader cannot be profitable for like 4 or 5 years on a 4 hourly time frame, or 1 hourly time frame, or 15-minute time frame, why would this kind of a trader would keep on trading like on these time frames for the next 5 years? Okay, if this kind of a trader still have a desire to trade, go on a daily or just on a weekly time frame and do it for the next 5 years on a weekly time frame, and you'll see. Even if you'll be still losing after the 5 years, at least you will not spend the whole of your time and money on the lower time frame trading or in your nerves and your health. So try to be smart. Try to understand why you're trading 5-minute time frame. What's the point? Why? Okay. Try to use your mind, use your analytical mind to understand why you're doing something. And this why gave me a lot in my life, okay, not just in trading, but I just want to understand why. I'm not, to be honest with you, I'm not very like analytical and like, okay, geeky or that kind of a stuff. I'm really not into the maths, into the numbers, it's not my field. But I just want to understand why I'm doing something, why I'm behaving like that, why I'm thinking like that, okay? Why somebody's reacted like that, okay? It's the why. If you go through life with why, it's a very good thing, okay? Because when you understand, then you can properly act. If you do not understand, you cannot act properly. You just react, okay? It's a very deep thing, okay? Let's move on, guys. Euro pound, it's more on a lower time frame trade, as we said. Let's move on. There's not a lot of setups recently, but there's a lot of valuable information in this weekly analysis. Just a bearish candle on a weekly, nothing much. Ooh, on a daily time frame, look at that trend line. The price might retrace, I mean, for sure it will retrace to 36,200 this trend line. So this makes a pretty strong area where I'll be looking for going long. So the 3 combo traders, you know how to enter with the daily trend rider method, okay? With the daily trend rider method, or with the lower, or with the 3 combo strategy on the lower time frames, okay? But the pound Aussie looks the best for right now in terms of like actual entering, okay? Pound cat reacted to this 36. We've got a nice bearish candle pattern, some structure here. We've got a breakout, so it looks like the price is going to break this, but still there's some trend. Let's take a look on a 4ly. It's hard to draw this trend line, yes. This trend line is not relevant at all, okay? Definitely there's some signs of a bearishness. Look at that. Some traders would call it head and shoulders, okay? I simply do, I mean, they just give names to the price action patterns, but there's no need for that once you really understand what's happening behind. Simply there's the impulse lag and the retracement, and then we've got a false or the fake breakout. Price created, it created a higher high, but not higher like complete close, okay? And afterwards we've got a higher low compared to this one, but afterwards this high didn't create a higher high, but that created a lower high. This high is lower than this one, and afterwards we've got a breakout, so we've got a new lower low. So basically head and shoulder pattern is just a transition from bulls to consolidation to bears, or vice versa. As simple as that, okay? But not many traders can explain in that way, because there's not I shouldn't say that in that particular way, I'm pardoning, but in order for you to really be a profitable trader, you shouldn't be trying to learn the setups, or like harmonics or shoulder, head and shoulder, or etc. But you should understand what's the thought process of the traders behind these patterns, these head and shoulders, okay? This gives you, again, understanding. This is very important, okay? And for previously, I'm pardoning for any kind of words pointing to other traders or mentors, okay? Full respect and love and compassion to all of them, okay? Pound Swiss. Also, Pound Swiss reacted to this structure very well, looking very nicely for the weekly traders to get short. On a daily time frame, here's the supportive trend line. It looks like it's going to be broken. Very strong candle pattern with a bearish close, strong bearish close without wick. That gives us another confirmation. A nice candle pattern context, the whole context at the top, right on the structure. Look at that, price reacted nicely. I would consider that as almost, I mean, like, it's very nearby, but yes, okay. Anyway, but on a lower time frame, 3 combo traders, there was a 1 hourly setup. Very advanced, but it was a setup, okay? Look at that, bulls, consolidation, bears, okay? A little bit more complex setup, but if somebody entered, let me know, okay? Otherwise, hard to enter these kind of trades on a recently, okay? But nice weekly setup, okay? Found yen, pretty much the same. Like, look at that, the same. We've got some rejection of 36. We'll see whether we'll get a breakout to the downside or we'll get a rejection, bounce, or break. Okay, but a nice breakout of this trend line, lower low or high, and you can get into a 4-hourly setup, strict with traders, if you will. Okay, so that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this weekly analysis. Once again, welcome here at Forex Swing Traders. I believe there was lots and lots of valuable information inside of this weekly analysis, especially from not technicals, but actual live trading experience, which were passed to you gratefully. I'm really doing that to really spread the wisdom and the knowledge of real trading. Like, I want to present the real stuff, the real image of the trading, okay? For that reason, these videos are public for a certain period of time. I cannot promise they'll be public forever, but for right now they're public with intention to really spread information, okay? So that's it, guys. If you have any questions, let me know at info@forexswingtraders.com. Also, if you're interested into our weekly trader course, let me know. Write me at info@forexswingtraders.com. And if you have any questions, always let me know. Okay. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and I wish you all the best and successful trading week. Stay well, and bye-bye.